Hey now, look at that. It's on the air with little Tommy.
Oh, Jesus.
Rusty Nailz, Sully. Good to have you along. The day before, this is the day when Russ repairs all of his, actually, 2 days before Russ repairs all of his relationships. It's the day before, what's it called again? What's that thing called?
It's Valentine's. Saint Valentine.
Have you ever heard about Russ's philosophy about what happens just right around October?
No, what?
Because there's a season. You know how they have hunting season?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they have fishing season?
Yeah.
Russ has a sow the seeds of resentment season.
It's beautiful.
And it's right before Thanksgiving.
Right. Well, you insult the Halloween custom.
No, you're talking about with your significant other.
Correct.
Talk about it.
Whoever that is. Insult them, their costume, and then around Thanksgiving, say something bad about maybe their relatives. That's
No, why are you sowing these seeds of resentment with your significant other?
Because it gets really expensive around December for Christmas.
So you want to be in a fight.
You want to be in a
for the
fight.
gift
You don't buy
giving
gifts for people you don't like and that you're fighting with. So then, through that, it finally comes out.
Well, wait a second. Wait. So then, like December 27th, you need a date for New Year's, so you kind of kiss up a little bit?
New Year's, you get the mistletoe, you walk around, hey, I'm single, and then
right after that, does this
doesn't
dress
work.
make you look fat? No, your face does.
There you go.
And then now you're into
resolution
January.
didn't work, and now on the 16th of February, which is coming up,
You start making up
look,
again.
I am so sorry.
So you missed
I am
out.
so sorry.
That's good. Russ, the
Good
cheapest
one.
human being.
Good one.
That's good.
There's a Hallmark card
Great
for
to have you.
that.
How are you? How are you going?
I'm looking forward to today's show.
Yeah, we have lots. I'll tell you, the reason I'm looking forward to today's show as well is because, as I've been telling everyone, this economy shut like a light switch, but it's going to come back on like a sunrise.
Yes.
And one of the things, the last things, I got a chance to interview our first guest today on Kogo this week, was the fact that the last door on the street is live entertainment.
Yeah.
Indoor live entertainment.
Yes.
Tell me about it, baby.
Well, I mean, let's
auctions, speaking,
and the pent-up demand for everybody wanting to walk around and watch shows is amazing right now. So think in terms of this. Do you know who we have? Tommy, tell them who we have.
Well,
Who's
we
here?
have the Fallbrook Kid. He's
No,
known
I'm
as
talking
the
about the
Fallbrook
live
Kid.
entertainment guys first. Not the
Chris
band.
Goldsmith.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Belly Up Tavern. Belly Up, the president of Belly Up Entertainment.
Yes.
Belly Up Live. Chris Goldsmith is
That's
here
the
to talk
best
about
place.
But he's Grammy Award winner.
A
Chris Goldsmith.
multi-Grammy Award-winning producer.
No kidding.
Yes.
Goldsmith has a ton.
I did not know that.
No, he does.
Yeah.
He does. Now, tell about the best part about this whole thing.
You know, I've seen this guy perform like 5 years ago when he was only 15.
What?
He's known as the Fallbrook Kid. It's the Anthony Cullins Band. And we got Anthony on lead guitar. We got Malachi on drums. And Kyer on bass.
Oh, he's that Fallbrook Kid.
Yeah.
That's
Fallbrook
exactly. He's
Kid.
that Fallbrook Kid.
And for just a second, I looked up and I thought, Tony Orlando is here.
No.
Huh? You didn't get
No,
on Tony?
No, but
the
I'll
mustache?
tell you weren't here for sound check because you were doing something else. But
Sure.
Tommy and I got to listen to these guys.
Yeah.
So first of all, welcome, boys. Hello,
Welcome.
fellas. They don't talk; they just play.
That's
All right,
better, yeah.
Bust it out. Play us something. First of all, welcome to the program. How long you guys been playing together?
I've known these guys for a couple years, playing with other bands and stuff, and just crossing paths. And so, we one day I just called them to do a gig with me, and I just liked the way it clicked. So I just been playing with them ever since.
All right.
That's how you make a band.
So, and the name of the band is the Anthony Cullins Band. You want to introduce the band members real quick?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Well, we have Anthony Cullins on lead guitar.
All right, very
on
good.
drums, Malachi Johnson.
Ladies.
On bass guitar, Kyer Wilcox. Ever since Anthony was 10 years old, he's been a guitar virtuoso. Here he is at 20 years old, playing on the air. Ladies and gentlemen, the Anthony Cullins Band.
Got me confused on what to say. Is it left or is right the way? I never knew it would be this way. Wishing I would have spent the day understanding you throw my love away. You know when you leave today. Going back to my own way.
doesn't even look at his guitar when he plays, Russ. You see that? You know, I gotta tell you, first of all, Anthony Cullins Band, 100%. I gotta say this. My favorite band in the whole world is a band called is a guy named Alan Stone.
Really?
This guy you sound exactly like Alan Stone. I don't know if have you ever heard his music? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I swear, and I know this is not a cop. I don't
Maybe we should pause briefly to listen.
Wow. We can't stretch it any farther.
Dude.
Sounds just like Anthony.
Huh?
I think he's copping your guys' vibe.
Yeah, Alan sounds like Anthony. But Anthony, I have a question. You're 20 years old. You grew up in Fallbrook. Where did you get that musical influence? Because if I would close my eyes and listen to you, I'd say, oh yeah, that guy, this song is from the 70s.
Yeah,
that guy's about 50 years old.
That's like Stevie Wonder. that's like Stevie. That's like Earth, Wind, and
You're
Fire.
old school.
Well, thanks. I appreciate you guys putting up with it. I mean, I had a box of cassettes when I was a kid, and like I tell a lot of people this, and it had everything from Johnny Cash to Earth, Wind, and Fire to Led Zeppelin. It had everything, you know, from 50s oldies all the way to 80s rock. You know, it had everything in there that I needed. You know, it had jazz, country, blues, funk, R&B, soul.
Now, which one was your favorite? The one you had to pull out and put the pencil in and kind of slowly rewind it? Because the machine ate it.
See, I didn't even know about those tricks. So, like, any of those tapes.
He just threw it away.
I'd probably still have them in the box. It's just like the tape all.
Hey, so first of all, real quickly, and you're going to be with us all day today during the show. Do you have a website people can follow you?
Yeah, AnthonyCullins.com.
Okay, is there Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff too?
Yeah, so my Instagram's Anthony.Cullins. My Facebook, you can find all that on my website. There's links to everything.
You know who we need to introduce him to?
Chris.
I happen to know.
Oh,
I happen to know the president.
Let's go.
The president of Belly Up Entertainment.
Let's get him.
Can we get him?
Yep.
Let's get him.
Guess who's here today?
Who could it be now?
Chris Goldsmith, president of Belly Up Entertainment.
Wow.
Belly Up Live. I have a feeling that these guys have probably played there before.
They love the Belly Up.
Have you guys played the Belly Up?
We've never played there together as a band, but we've all played there with other
I think I know a guy that might be able to book you. Chris Goldsmith, there he is.
Who doesn't like playing at the Belly Up?
Hey, Chris.
Nobody.
What's up, Chris?
Have you seen these? Have a seat. I mean, what did you think about that? Was that fantastic?
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, see, Grammy Award-winning producer, president of Belly. Listen, we make things happen here.
Hey, Chris, you're aware of the Fallbrook Kid, right?
I was not. No.
Really?
Now I am.
I was supposed to play there with Whitney Shea had a CD release. Unfortunately,
It didn't happen.
the whole pandemic happened. But
Right.
yeah, we've all played there with different bands though, over the years.
Well, right on.
As a matter of
You guys
fact,
sounded
Chris,
great.
the reason why you're here is Anthony says you owe him a couple bucks.
Whoa.
We forgot to pay you.
I didn't say that.
We forgot to
But
pay
if
you
you'd
that
like to
night.
make a donation.
All right, so first of all, Chris, great to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
And I've gotten to know Chris because of COVID, because it's been an interesting business story that we've been following. That is, obviously
The
something.
bad interesting.
11
Well, I
months.
mean, you think COVID hit businesses badly? COVID hit entertainment businesses who make their living selling tickets to live events inside of a bar. Like, man, there wasn't even any temporary openings for you guys during this thing, right?
No,
I remember that day. It was the day before St. Patrick's Day when all the phones and emails came through saying canceled.
Really?
Take us back to 11 months ago. What went through your mind when all that was happening?
Well, it was very surreal because, you start watching it like a slow-moving train in January, and I remember like Ebola and some of these others where people were panicking, and and it never really penetrated my consciousness very much. I never felt threatened by it, and so this was kind of the same. I'm like, this is another one of those things that the media is going to just flame up to make sure everybody watches, and nothing's going to happen. And then this sort of kept marching along, and I remember there was a guy who really wanted to go to a show. I wish I could remember. It might have been G Love or something. And he hit me up like back in November, like, I got to get these tickets and I got to get will you save me your table and all that? And I was like, I got you. And he called me like 3 times to make sure. And then like 2 days before, and this was maybe a week before the shutdown, he calls me and he goes, you know what? With all this is going on with the coronavirus, I'm not going to be able to make it. And that was the time when I was like, and this was like a week before the shutdown. I was like, oh wow. It's way more serious.
Yeah, right.
That was how I figured out that it was real.
Well, luckily you're not taking any blame for that. It's like that.
Right.
We have to do this.
No, everyone's been really.
So on a positive note, take us back to I don't think a lot of people know the history of the Belly Up Tavern. Talk about that, because
You got any history music? It sounds better with a little of that in it.
I don't have history.
Let's look back and
It's so old it'd have to be like, from the 40s or something.
Here, perfect.
There we go.
Let's look back.
Let's bring back to a gentler time.
It was a gray, cloudy
Yes, exactly.
1974.
Was it 74?
Yeah, 1974. And it started as a bar. The owner of the club owns that whole building,
The Quonset huts.
The Quonset huts.
What were those originally? I think everyone wants to know what were those. Were those military barracks or something?
Yeah, I think all the Quonset huts that went up were originally for military industry, and then they became like lumber. There was a lumber yard there, and a lot of trades were based out.
And
of
now
there.
it's super expensive retail.
Who knew? It sure is.
Changing.
Growing up in San Diego in the 70s and 80s, I remember it was all about San Diego State Open Air Amphitheater.
The
It was
Bacchanal.
the sports arena. It was the Bacchanal and
The Belly Up.
The Belly Up. Bacchanal and Belly Up used to go head to head for
That's
bands
awesome.
all the time.
Yeah.
They were our rivals.
So they started doing live music, and
Yeah, I mean, he opened up a bar mainly just so that he would have a place to drink, and they were. And
I want to do that.
And then he told people that eventually he wanted to do live music there, and they said you'd be Belly Up in a month,
Got
and
it.
That was when he's like, well, I'll just call it.
Oh, so
Belly
you'd
Up
go
then.
belly up in a month, as in he would fail.
Yes.
I didn't know. I didn't know that.
That's how it
And
goes.
there's a lesson for people. Everybody wants to just blow the wind out of your sails when you start going.
He just did it. So they put like one microphone at the end of the bar. It was much smaller. It was just like if you go in now and you see the bar itself.
Yeah.
That was basically the whole room.
And that's how big it was.
And that was how big it was, just a little shotgun alley type of thing.
Yeah.
And they put a microphone and a speaker down there and started doing bands, probably in 74, but definitely by 75.
What was the first, probably wasn't a big name band at the time, but what was the first band that you can remember that played at Belly Up that went on to some pretty big success? Because there's a lot of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, the first band to play there was Jerry McCann, local guy. So he's the one who
The very first guy that cracked
He was
the
the
mic.
first band, not the guy that just came up and sang guitar, but like the first time they booked a band there, it was Jerry McCann, who's still around teaching and guitar lessons in Encinitas. Yeah, he's a great guy. And then, I think the
Like, was there like a Counting Crows event where they showed up as an opener, or was some of those type of bands? There's, like Blink 182 guys and so on and so forth.
Definitely, Jimmy Buffett used to sit in. He actually never played there, but he was just getting started, and he wasn't as big as he is now. But he had a place in Solana Beach, and his band would come down and they would rehearse before they would start the tours, and he would go sit in with whoever was playing there. So that was probably the first guy.
Jimmy Buffett lived in Solana Beach. That makes me so happy somehow.
Yeah, he had a place in Solana Beach.
How about a doorman like Eddie Vedder? Was he ever your doorman? I think he was.
Tom Waits was a doorman in Solana Beach or in Pacific Beach. I don't know if you knew
Wasn't that English Beat guy? Is that right?
No, Tom Waits is the singer-songwriter.
Oh, that's right.
Now.
That's
Yeah.
So how far in advance do you know when a group like the Rolling Stones say, hey, we want to go to the Belly Up to rehearse before we play the big old
And how many
stadiums?
of your really good friends did you have to ignore?
Because that's true, right?
How many times did you not answer the phone that week?
Because the Rolling Stones do rehearse there, correct?
Well, no, the Rolling Stones played a party there.
Yeah.
So that was it was just a private party for a billionaire who wanted his wife's his wife to have a nice 50th birthday.
By the way, that same billionaire, I'm not going to mention his name, also hired Paul McCartney.
Yes, for his other wife.
For his other wife.
But
a couple years prior.
His first wife. I should say. I didn't have two at the same time.
Well, I
Oh,
assume
his
they
next
call
wife
you.
likes poetry.
Yes. Yeah.
So how does it work? Like, does Mick Jagger say, hey?
Yeah, you call back, hey, Matt,
called
what's
me
up,
up.
babe?
He went, hey, mate. They did call us. I can't take any credit except for having a venue of enough reputation that they would agree to play there. But it definitely is one of those where, it falls out of the sky every once in a while. But to answer your first question, I knew for like 4 months or 5 months that this was in the works. And I did not even tell my wife. I did not
You just
tell
want
my
you
wife.
didn't want to be bothered.
Oh, no.
Because you would have been bothered.
Well, and I know that, you say you can keep a secret, but for 5 months, can you
that's a
keep
big
a
one.
secret?
Once it's out of your mouth.
Yeah. But then I heard one of the belly up guys said, "Yeah, I was riding the bus, and some guy said I heard the Rolling Stones are playing your club." I'm like, "Okay, I can tell my wife."
Oh, God.
All right, tell my wife now.
So I, at the time, I lived in the house above Cedros there. When we first started playing there, but that same year, and I remember the buzz going on there. And of course, I didn't even bother calling Chad. Didn't really know Chris at the time. I wasn't. It's like I don't even try. But what I do remember is on 101.
Yeah.
So you have, if you were to face the entrance of the Belly Up Tavern, which runs north to south, okay, behind the Belly Up Tavern are railroad tracks.
Choo-choo.
Behind the railroad tracks is a fence, which is a sidewalk to 101. Right. There were people at 3 in the afternoon. Yeah. People lined up for the first time ever. Solana Beach would look like, looked like a, well, actually we have the Fiesta del Sol there, but people were on that street there.
Yeah,
trying to listen.
Trying to catch a glimpse of, listen to sound check, anything. Wow. I had a guy offer me $25,000 a ticket for 2 tickets. Jeez. And I just said, it's not my party.
Not my party.
You know? No. I said, if you know the guy, call him. Where
did you get to sit? Where were you? Where were you when the show went on?
I was standing just right, front, a little bit to the left of center stage.
Yeah.
Just towards the end, past the end of the bar.
Like this?
Oh my God!
He was singing right at me.
Dude.
It made me a little uncomfortable.
I think he was singing. From what I hear, the Rolling Stone article said he was singing at you.
I'm like, just spread it around a little bit. Just quit looking right at me.
Right
after the break.
Jane Show ballroom.
After the break, I have a question about riders, contract riders.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because they must go on at the belly up, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And here's the deal: you can't ask him how much they make. For once, don't ask the guest how much money. He's not going to tell you.
I wouldn't ask what Chris makes, but I would ask how much he paid people.
You're not allowed to ask that stuff.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you how much I make.
All right. Chris Goldsmith's our guest. Belly Up, BellyUpLive.com, and the musical stylings of the Anthony Cullins Band. On the air, coming up in just a second. Stand by. We got more to come.
Yeah.
We gotta change our ways, baby. There are so many people who gotta go out and die. It's getting worse every day now. The planet soon will not give. All in our water and in our food. They put stuff to get rid of me.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. The musical stylings of the Anthony Cullins. Now, there's a band that needs to play like that. That would be like one of those things where you just had the doors open, people would come in to pay there in Cedros.
And they're good because they're playing a lot of chords.
That's Russ is the arbiter of good music. Rusty Nailz thinks the better music has more notes.
He's working hard for us to do all those.
If you have more notes, then you're obviously
a good guitar player.
Question to Chris. What's the definition of a contract rider? What's that?
A ride, like R-I-D-E-R?
R-I-D-E-R.
Yeah,
from the belly up.
A rider.
Do we have to say that again?
No.
From the belly up.
Chris.
A rider is something that a band will send along with the contract that has all the things that they want in the dressing room and
Is that a real thing?
Oh yeah.
I don't have that thing. You've never gotten a rider from me. I'm usually begging you to play there, so that's why there's no rider.
How about your management? Maybe.
Okay,
right?
That's the definition. Now I'm going to ask you about 2 bands.
Yeah.
Did the Rolling Stones have a rider?
Yes.
Oh, Can you tell us some of the stuff you had to do?
Well, the most unique thing about the Rolling Stones rider was, and this was special for us, because they sent an advance team out like a month before the gig. I mean, they weren't. This was unusual. That usually doesn't happen.
Right.
But what they wanted from us was they wanted to put a green privacy screen over our chain link fence in the back alley where those people were.
So you can't see the back alley.
So you couldn't see them coming in and out of the bus, and also because Mick wanted to jog. And he can't just.
That's
go
100
jog
yards.
in public.
Is that 100?
So he was jogging back and forth along the alley.
Go to the beach.
He would do his.
Mick, we got to talk to this.
Although what's interesting is when he was in town, on Instagram or some other social media platform, he went out to Rancho Peñasquitas
and went hiking
with a, like a sombrero. A sombrero. Honestly, it was hiking, and you can see like house in the background. Thinking, those people looking out, in the background have no idea. That's Mick Jagger
when
hiking.
Buffett played, I had lunch at Pacific Coast Grill, and then I was going out to go surfing, and there he was walking along the beach.
Yeah, we were there too with Elvis Costello and Burt Bacharach.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, everybody that play such a wide range. It's the belly up, and I've done auctions there, comedy there, performed there. But the one thing I'm always looking at is the big shark.
Will the shark stay? Tell me the shark stay.
The shark will never.
The big shark. Is there a name? Does the shark have a name?
Toothy Ruthie.
Wow.
Ruthie. I had no idea.
I love the shirt.
What, for you guys, obviously, with this economy, there's going to be some pent-up demand.
Yeah.
Is there? Do you know the first band that's going to play there yet? Do you have an idea in your head, or is it going to be one of those things where, okay, we're going to be open up tomorrow? Who can we get?
Anthony Cullins.
I know a band, by the
Anthony
way.
Cullins.
Yeah.
I wasn't
I think
talking about
Sully
here.
I wasn't
talking.
Anthony
Excuse me,
Cullins
pardon me.
opener is going to be the
Here
first
it is.
thing.
Hold on, I'm just stretching
First
over
thing
With
that we
Rebecca
do, I
Jade,
think,
yeah.
you know.
No, but that's part of the logistics has got to be like, my goodness, suddenly you guys are a place that plays live music 7 days a week sometime, most of the time.
Yeah.
You got to start booking people. That's got to be hard.
Well, it's going to be hard to get back up to what the calendar used to look like because it takes a while. I know when we started booking the music box, because we do that out of our office, you know, it took like over a year to get the calendar to where we wanted it to
No
be.
kidding.
So it's really going to be probably, from when the bell rings, will probably be a year before we're really back to where we were.
The cowbell.
The cow, by
Yes.
the way.
I have a question.
Or cowbell.
I have a question about you.
Oh.
When I see you on KUSI
Yeah.
on a Zoom interview,
Yeah.
I see Grammys behind you.
Yeah. That's not
Tell
a
us-
screensaver.
Tell us
I
about.
use it as a screensaver.
Yes, you use
And
mine.
when I'm on KUSI,
Those are-
there's Grammys behind me, but they're your Grammys.
You're a Grammy Award winner. Can you tell us about that? Because I have no idea. Like, what did you do to win those Grammys?
I do album production, so I was a producer on several records. There have been 6 Grammy Award-winning records that I've either been a producer or an executive producer on.
Exile on Main Street from the Stones.
Exile on Main Street, yeah, Led Zeppelin 1. No.
What albums?
They're much more in the traditional roots and blues albums.
great.
I did a blues album with Charlie Musselwhite.
Well, wait a
and,
minute. What
and
about
Ben
my
Harper.
one of my favorite bands in the whole wide world?
Yeah. Which one?
Steve Poltz.
No,
Sully Band?
no.
Keep guessing. This is fun.
Let's keep walking.
Eve Sellis?
No.
Blind Boys of Alabama? There we
Keep
go.
going. Blind Boys of Alabama.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite bands at the Belly Up Tavern of all time.
Who?
Is it?
Favorite of all time.
Jeez, this could take. We'll be right
Mid
back,
90s
folks.
band.
Who?
Mid-90s.
Lives in Colorado.
Oh, right.
Come on.
Big Head Todd.
Big Head Todd of the Monsters.
Monster.
Big Head Todd and the Monster.
By the way, can we say anything? Can we say something?
What?
Can we say something?
Yeah.
We have an announcement.
What's it?
Chris Goldsmith, Grammy Award-winning producer,
Right.
president of Belly Up Entertainment,
The big reveal
is
here.
producing my next album.
Oh my God.
Yes.
All you gotta do is put
And
them
I'm firing everybody and hiring these 3 guys.
in rock.
What was that like?
cool.
What was like? Did you like fill out a Grammy application? I mean, how did that whole thing work out?
Well, it was amazing. I mean, you know, I truly feel that the nomination is more a reflection than the win of
Sure.
of the industry giving you some credit.
Yeah.
And the win has there's so many different, like, who else is nominated? Did the vote split between 2 other bands? There's
Yeah.
like so many reasons why you win as opposed to somebody else. Like sometimes you go, why did that person win? Well, usually there's some reason. They did a really good campaign, or
Right.
the vote was split into something else. But when you do win, even though it's like less meaningful on paper, it's like a bolt of lightning strikes.
I
you.
would
Yes.
imagine.
It's
And there's
like-
no regional Grammys, by the way.
Yeah.
You either win a
Oh,
Grammy
yeah.
or you
Or you
don't.
don't.
Capital
There's
G,
no, like,
capital G Grammy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Can
It's a
we?
blues and
Will you come back with us often and hang out with us?
anytime. I
He and
love
I get to
doing
hang out, but
this.
that's
I love
good stuff.
doing
Chris Goldsmith.
Maybe after 1 or 2 songs gets produced, we could.
BellyUpLive.com. Lots of great stuff coming up on Belly Up Live.
There you go.
Exactly. So go check out. I mean, if you haven't seen a production, fantastic stuff. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. Good stuff. Chris Goldsmith. Toothy Ruthie. Toothy Ruthie and the Nightcrawlers playing next Thursday. On the air, coming back. Stand by. Look at that.
Hello, Mark Mathis, meteorologist with tip number 116. Whenever pronouncing the word rancho, when it comes up in your forecast, be sure you accentuate that word. And move the shoulders slightly, leaning forward. When you lean back, move the shoulders and lean on the back foot. Let's try it together. Today, let's have a look at weather in Rancho, San Diego. Looks like it's going to be about 75. And there's Mark Mathis, meteorologist tip number 116, accentuating the word Rancho. Rancho.
You know I feel a very certain way I can't control what happens day by day, but my love is true. What else can I do tomorrow? What will it hold for me and you? I can't explain all, but it's changing me. Control what happens day by day, but my love is true. What else can I do? And tomorrow, what will it hold for me and you? Can't explain now, but it's changing in my mind.
Wow! Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Anthony Cullins Band on the air with Sully, Little Tommy, and Rusty Nailz.
Hey, what is the name of that song? Is that your own?
Bound? Yeah, I wrote it.
That's your song?
Yeah, everything I've been playing, except for 2 songs, were
Can
the
I
instrumentals were covers. Everything else I've been singing is original.
Can I play that song and the next we had a belly up live stream? Can I cop that song from you and steal that and do that? Can I cover that song? I would love to cover your song.
I have it recorded too on Spotify and Apple Music and all that. If you look up
we're totally
Anthony
stealing.
Cullins,
Why don't I cover it and you come up and play on it? I mean, honestly.
I'd love to come record with you. Or
Oh,
something
that would be
anytime,
great.
whatever.
I swear.
Wait.
You'll get my info after this. We got to keep
I'm
it touch.
gonna listen to Spotify, his thing all day. I'm not kidding. Like,
I love that kid.
It is unbelievable.
I was actually.
Mine right now is old though. I'm about to get ready to put out some more new stuff that sounds more
I know
like
a
what I'm
producer.
playing today.
I know a Grammy Award-winning producer.
And, yeah.
Producing the day.
And how about the next gig coming up here in February?
Yeah.
Yeah, February 27th at Old Town Blues Club in Temecula. 21 and up, and I believe it's 4:30 p.m. till 7.
Yeah.
Early gig.
Let's go. Let's go. We're going out.
Let's bring OTA on the road.
Yeah.
Why don't we do
Yeah.
that?
And earlier you said you've been playing here and there, so there is the
There,
place,
yeah,
and
and
here
here is here.
is here.
So
He
it's,
said, we're going to play it here, and then he goes, more there than
it's 21 and up. It's 21 and up, so that means Anthony can't even go to his own.
Yeah, you can't go to your own show. What the heck is that all about? By the way, how are you guys are you guys 21 each of you or not yet? Not yet?
Sure, yeah. Let's go with
One
that.
of them is 21.
He's saying up.
28.
I'm 28, he's like 25.
All right, and you're staring down the barrel, what, 18, 19 years old?
I just turned 20 in December.
Okay, I have a favorite.
Incredible.
Next song where there's a possibility I might be able to just stand behind a mic and go shoo up, wop, because that last song, I think he needed it. I'm just saying. Here we go.
Or he didn't at all.
Oh, look at him.
Or he didn't at all need anything other than what they have, which is perfection.
Trying to get a gig.
It is the Anthony Cullins Band. You can go to anthonycullinsband.com or anthonycullins.com.
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 That's all you need.
And available on all social media platforms. And I'll tell you what, I'm so glad to have you here.
Like my website, russisfunny.com,
because russisfatandbald.com was taken.
yeah, see, somebody
Well,
already.
I can't wait for our next guest. Let's bring in our next guest, and if I may, I'd like to.
This guy's the coolest cat in San
yeah.
Diego by a lot.
Let me do the honors of introducing our next guest. He is the pride of Boston. He is the pride of San Diego. He is
Wait a
the
minute.
pride.
I thought me and Russ were the pride of San Diego.
He is the pride of iHeartRadio, currently heard on over 20 stations in these United States of America. From Channel 933, from Gina and Frankie, this is Frankie V.
What's up, family?
Frankie.
Good to see everybody.
I haven't seen you since last year, man.
I know, man. I don't get to see him. We used to walk by his desk all the time, say what up, but this whole COVID thing
We
has
haven't seen
changed
each
that.
other since last year. Great to see
Good,
you,
though.
man.
Looking good, man.
Thanks, man.
Look at the
He is
facial
the
hair
cool-
on him. I mean, that is so cool.
I don't get starstruck by everybody, guys, but Frankie Vizzle is pretty dang famous. Like, he's pretty dang famous.
Well, here's how cool Frankie V is.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, I was listening to Channel 933, Gina and Frankie, about 3 months ago.
Okay.
And what famous musician hit on you?
Oh, that was Miley Cyrus.
I saw Miley Cyrus hit on you.
She did. It was kind of awkward. We were talking to her, and she comes on and
She was like, are you single or something?
not single.
Tell us about it.
we're talking to her, and it was funny because she just literally opened up the interview like, hey, how you doing? By the way, are you single? Wow. And now I have a girlfriend, so I'm sitting back like, is this like a trick question? Did my girlfriend like, you know, I'm trying to see what I was going to say on this thing, and she backed me into a corner, and we got through it. But it was funny because the video actually went viral.
There she is, Miley Cyrus.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm doing really good. I was going to say, do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, why? What'd I do?
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you're hot and
A bunch of
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, Miley Cyrus hitting on you is not an exclusive club, I don't think.
No, definitely not. But I'll tell you that the video that we made on YouTube, it ended up going to every outlet across the world. I mean, there was people in France, it was all in French, blah, blah, blah. Frankie V, Channel 933, it was hysterical.
Did you get interviewed? Like, did
they? No, I wasn't that big time. I mean, this is the first interview since, so I'm glad to finally get to
stay
start
right there, because we're going to interview the crap out of you.
Fast forward, how'd the breakup go and how'd the date go with Miley Cyrus?
Hang on. Frankie V's with us for the rest of the show, and we got the Anthony Cullins Band coming up.
So cool.
Rancho.
So this girl with long black hair, she walked as if she just didn't care. I asked her what she up to. She said not much. How about you? Knew right then that was my chance. I couldn't wait for our first dance. Oh no. For my life now, I found someone made for me. Yeah, right.
How you like that? Right?
Wow.
What you wish you worked on a freaking RB blues station?
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
All right. I have some radio questions for Frankie V. Heard in San Diego on Channel 933 with Gina and Frankie V.
Yep.
It's been 11 months since, everything's shut down.
Yep.
How are you holding up on the radio? Tell us about your show and how you're doing.
You know, we made the pact since the beginning that we were going to stay going into the studio. And we kind of had the feeling that we're almost quarantining together anyways. You know, there's not a whole lot going on. You go home, you come back. We trusted each other. Our biggest thoughts were like, if we're on the radio saying, hey, we're at home and we're scared to go in and blah, blah, our mindset was people listening in and like, the world's ending, what's happening? Yeah. So we took the opposite side. Hey, we're socially distanced, we're being smart in studio, this, that, the other. But we are here, and we're here for you. And I feel like that was a way of us being comforting to the audience, which was great. You know, we had a lot of people that were thankful that we were giving them the normalcy that they didn't have in their routines.
Right. So you, part of what you do is not just on morning radio. You're really active on social media. You're really active in the community. But you've been able to do that throughout COVID. Even you've had to do it from a distance, from 6 feet away. How have you done that?
It's actually been different. I was just talking to somebody about that. Normally it was and you guys know this, in the entertainment stuff, it's busy, 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 bed, busy, busy, busy. And now it's different.
Busy, 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 bed. Yeah. Or like Russ says, nobody knows you, everybody knows you, nobody knows you.
That's fame. World.
But you know, the toughest thing was always the drive time. And when you go to an event, like they're longer events because you could. So I've been able to do a lot of virtual charity events and a virtual comedy show and different virtual things. But the best part is you don't have to drive 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back.
Yeah.
These 5-hour events are now condensed to 1 hour. So you're still able to get stuff done. And that's been one of my biggest things is using the virtual stuff that way.
You brought it up. I got to ask you, because I had such a great time watching you online doing stand-up comedy. After you took a stand-up comedy class, right? Oh, those. And then you got into stand-up. So how's it going?
It's cool. I mean, as you know, it's different because there's just not many shows now. I've gotten to do 1 or 2 virtual ones so far. Which
those are not fun, are
they're
they?
different, you know, because you're looking at your computer. I was in my living room, like looking at my computer. The cool thing was they allowed for some interaction from people. So
you guys walk into a bar.
I know.
Like,
And then
there's
7
nothing
seconds
worse.
later.
There's nothing worse than not getting any reaction.
Here's what I
right?
learned, though. I had a couple of friends that, we've also somewhat quarantined with that have been around. I had them in the back corner, so I kind of had them. I'm like, just laugh. Even though I'm not funny, just laugh in the background and make me feel like I was.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. So I've done a couple of the virtual
So
ones.
I'll put you on the spot. What was your opening couple of seconds?
Come on.
Can you do it?
I can't even fully think, but it definitely was. Oh, it was the people that wear masks when they're driving.
Yeah, they need to stay at home after this is all done, right?
And I
not
kind of went
going out. Yeah,
It just kind of like spun off of that. I can't remember exactly how I did it, but a lot of it was put on the things that you would see in public that kind of caught
We're
your
going
eye.
to do a COVID comedy show here because so
would be
many
cool.
comedians have jokes about that. Like I thought the Purple Tear was a Prince album. Thank you.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that, and you get 6
COVID Comedy Club right here, everybody.
Actually
right
funny.
here.
So more radio questions.
Yes.
Tell us about Gina and Frankie V. You have great producers. Who are they?
So we have Chris, who's our executive producer, and he's awesome. I mean, he's been in radio for a while. From LA originally, worked up there in iHeart.
And what
LA.
does he do? He's in the Hall of Fame for producing as the award comes out, blah, blah, blah.
We'll raise you that.
The
We'll bring
producer,
you a thank you.
I'll sing her Hall of Fame.
Pardon me.
Raise you an Emmy. And the music, yeah.
Oh, look at you guys. See, I'm in front of fame.
A producer
What else we got?
behind the scenes put your content together.
And Tommy knows you're behind the scenes a lot of it. Chris gets a lot of mic time as well, but he's in charge, as Tommy knows, of keeping us on track and almost being the dad of the show.
Yeah.
Like when things are good, hyping us up. When things are bad, how do we fix it? When do we need guests? Let's get that through. He'll screen calls at times and go through that to make sure the calls that go on are the best. And he's the glue. Like he's the one that keeps the show together. And as Tommy knows, you don't get as much of the accolades.
Well, but
the show doesn't succeed without a great producer.
Well, but Frankie, it's not about the accolades, is it? it's really about helping the people, and it's about the people that watch. We're not about accolades, and we're not about. It's about how much we can do for listeners. and for me, it's really about the work and what I can do to really forward
Awesome.
what's going on.
Don't drop that one, yeah.
Isn't this misspelled or something? Isn't there something on that?
That's the one. Wait, is it? Yeah, this one's the misspelled one. Hey, wait a minute. So you got Chris, Gina the Latina, Frankie V. Anyone else?
And then we have Juwan, who's been helping out on our show as well.
I love that dude.
Juwan's awesome. He's like the jack of all trades for iHeart San Diego, and he's actually been helping us out behind the scenes, even more so with social media, which is huge for us, getting stuff on the web. And all these things you don't think about, but we have to get
It's a full-time job keeping your stuff posted.
Wait a second. Before that social media thing, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about that. People say radio's dead. It's not dead because of social media.
They
right?
work hand in hand. I call it a 360-degree type of job, right? You're on the air. Back in the day, Tommy, when you started, it was 4 hours on the air, and then it was like the rest of the day didn't matter almost. But now you got to be on social media with it.
Social media is radio.
It is, because people stay connected. Wow. So we'll turn stuff from social media into bits. So maybe I'm going to do a cryotherapy thing tonight, and I'll probably post from it. And tomorrow Gina will see that and becomes part of your bit.
So you're prepping by living life.
When we come back with Frankie V, I have questions about how he's still on the radio in his hometown in Boston, and a huge station heard all around the country with Kiss FM.
When you wake up in the morning with your eyes open, first thing you do when you get out of bed, first start a pile of bed, you start to say glasses. Go get yourself some cheap sunglasses. Oh yeah! All right! You got any glasses?
I couldn't resist.
So we're here with a gentleman from Boston. I'd like you to pronounce the word park.
Pack.
There, correct. How about dark?
Dark.
All right, it's official now. That's great. If you could bring one thing home from Boston, what would it be for San Diegans to enjoy?
My family. They would love my family.
Really?
Bring them all out here.
Or which relative, if you were to bring them all out but only one couldn't make it, who would that relative be?
Oof, that's a tough question.
Come on, 5 seconds, Frankie.
Which relative couldn't come with us? One of my cousins. I'll find one of my cousins.
Give me a name.
I can't do that.
Come on.
They're big fans of your show, Rusty Nailz. I'll be watching this and I'll be in trouble.
Okay, it's Vince. And Vince is here. Come on in, Vince. Kick his He doesn't want you on the island. Get him! Get him there!
Uncle Vince, what's up?
should listen to those. I can't wait for these guys play live again because that's like like that thing where you're rolling out like downtown somewhere on Saturday and there's a band playing.
And you hear them.
And you hear them and you stop and your whole day's messed up because you can't go anywhere.
Yeah. More radio questions.
All right, Frankie V's with us from Channel 933, Gene and Frankie, every morning. What do you guys do? 6 to 9? 5 to 9? 6 to 10.
Now, Channel 933 alone is huge. That's a huge iHeart radio station. But you're also on a couple of other stations, at least 20. Tell us about going up to LA and having to do KISS FM 102.7.
You know, it's so cool to be on KISS FM in LA. I've been part-time there in Swingville since 2007, actually. And it's awesome. I mean, I used to listen to that station stream. One of the only stations that would stream at one point on the East Coast when I was growing up. I would be streaming.
It's like Rick Dees back then, Ryan Seacrest
is doing mornings there now. And it's awesome.
Ellen, all those guys.
So I've been able to be on and off. During this pandemic year, it's been spotty when I've been on. I've been up there a couple of times. I went up there Thanksgiving weekend, got to fill in on the midday show and doing stuff. And it's crazy, right? Because, you know, no matter what happens, it's a 2-hour ride up there and it doesn't matter. Because when I walk into those studios in LA, it's like, this is a mecca for a kid from Boston.
Do you feel a bigger audience is listening?
It feels the same no matter where you are, I think. But me mentally, I'm like, this is LA. This is cool.
So there is a different feeling because I'm thinking if I was in LA and I'm in front of a mic and I turn on that button, I'd be shaky.
My first couple of shifts I was, and then I remember one of my bosses when I started in radio in Portland, Maine, basically said, it doesn't matter what it is. It's the same music as a microphone, be you. And I started putting that mentality into myself even in market too up in LA.
Now, I know you're proud of being on KISS FM in LA, but I bet you're even more proud being on KISS in Boston.
KISS 108 in Boston, the station I grew up listening to, a heritage station. I get to do from our San Diego studios. And that's amazing. It's awesome for a few different reasons. One, it's such a big thing, and I grew up there, but my mom's able to listen. My brother's actually the assistant program director on the radio station, too, so it's kind of cool to be working with him in a weird way.
That's nice.
But the best part is, my old school, high school friends from years ago, I'll shout them out and say random stuff just to see if they're listening.
You'll get a text in a second.
I'll get a text, or they're going to post on like Facebook, hey, I think I heard your name on the radio from that radio guy, so it's kind of cool.
And you're also very supportive of reopening businesses here in San Diego. You're big-time friends with the Busalakis.
Such great people over there. Good people.
Yeah, I love watching your Instagram stuff, and I freaking think to myself, I wish I lived in North County so I could drive down and start mowing food every day.
Tell us about that friendship, and tell us about how they've been struggling and going through it.
Restaurants have been struggling. It's been tough. I have a lot of friends that do work in the restaurant industry, from owners to waiters and everything in between, and it's been tough. And I love that our community is giving back and doing the best with the takeout and whatnot. And, you know, I love the Busalakis. At Barbusa, I go there all the time.
Oh, my God. Barbusa is so great.
So good. And when I see them having to shut down, and the rest of Little Italy, there was a point in like March or April where it was like ghost town. I walked in probably the busiest, most exciting part of San Diego, and it was completely dead.
We went back down there a couple weekends ago. Everything's spread outside still, but you can get the the great food.
You can, and that I was just going to say they've adjusted as we all have now. They have the outdoor seating, and hopefully, as things progress, they can keep that outdoor seating because that feels good.
I'm willing to give up parking and less cars to have that India Street, just because it doesn't feel like a festival.
I love it.
Like on a Tuesday night, it's like, hey, something's going on.
Aren't they closing Fifth completely? Fifth Avenue?
That's been shut down as well. The area which is great for seating.
Let's go. It's like street seat.
Tell us about some of the big-time celebrities that you have met there, because you've met some big-time people going through that restaurant.
Other than us,
right? And you guys.
What are the big names?
But really, who?
At Barbusa, rest in peace, Tommy Lasorda. I got to have a really cool conversation with him about a year and a half ago, which is really cool. Scottie Pippen was the funniest one because I was having dinner at Barbusa one day, and I looked back and I was like, that's Scottie Pippen. And I asked PJ, I go, can we grab a photo? He's like, let him have his dinner. Like, so we walk outside, and Scottie was not having a good day, and he's walking, and my buddy's like, hey, Scottie, one more picture. He's like, nope.
Okay.
And my buddy's like, come on, you don't have time for one more photo. And kind of was rather finally Scottie stopped, and the photo was Scottie like this in the picture. Yeah. And I got that photo.
But he did it.
He's in there, and every time I feel like a lot of the bachelor and bachelorette people, they're always there. But it's cool, you go there. But for me, it's just those restaurants on India Street are just it's home. It's Italian food.
Okay.
Fatten up quick.
So from talk radio, I get to interview guys like Steve Forbes and Mayor Faulkner and the governor.
Not bad.
You get to interview like rock stars and stuff like that. Biggest name that you've seen so far in your mind?
Not longest, like Engelbert Humperdinck. Just the biggest.
That I've gotten to. You know the coolest thing that I've gotten to do?
Or Miley.
Radio. Miley was cool. The coolest thing I've gotten to do, and this is not a braggadocious type of thing,
Come on.
Mariah Carey
Wow, that's a big name.
Really, and she was so cool. That was the thing. That's why I wanted to tell a story, because everybody said she's such a diva. She had this private party at her house. She was releasing some new music. It was a few years back, and she invited some radio people over. And
dude, you went to her house?
I did, and I got to talk to her. And the best part of the story was she was serving champagne to people, and I didn't have a cup in my hand, nor did one other person. So she stopped. She walked into the house herself, came out with 2 more glasses, another bottle. And I was like, you know what? That was a cool opportunity. So I look back on that as probably one of the
But
cool
did she
things.
ask if you were single?
She did not, because her boyfriend was standing right next to her. And at the time, I think was single, so it didn't work out in my favor.
Will you come back with us sometime, man? It's always great to have you in the studio.
Congrats on the studio, man.
How do people find you? Channel 933?
Channel933.com. My personal Instagram is @FrankieVizzle. Get on that on Instagram, on Twitter, and beyond.
@Frankie Vizzle. There you go.
Miley, call Frankie. He wants to hear from you.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
I miss the rest.
All right. Thanks, Frankie.
Appreciate you guys.
Anthony, nice job, boys. Thanks for coming.